Ever feel like buying a house is kind of like navigating a maze,
Yeah.
blindfolded, especially all that paperwork,
Oh, tell me about it.
But hey, today we're ripping off that blindfold. We're going deep into the world of title operations. And we've got just the person to guide us. They've seen it all, trust me. They know how a smooth title process, well, could make or break a real estate deal. You listening, this could save you some serious headaches down the line.
Oh, yeah.
We're digging into how to overcome common title operations challenges and boost efficiency. Catchy, right? But don't let the title fool you. This thing is packed with insider tips, real-world examples. You'll be nodding along like, aha, that's why that happens.
For sure.
So, ready to become title detectives? We're about to uncover the mysteries of title operations and why they matter. Way more than you probably think.
Way more.
First things first. What do title companies even do?
Okay, you know those crime dramas, right? They always got to check if the treasure map is the real deal before anyone starts digging.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
It's kind of like that. But instead of pirate booty, we're talking about your dream home.
Right.
They're the ones making sure, yep, this person really owns the property. They dig up any hidden claims, liens, anything lurking in the shadows, so you can buy or sell without any legal surprises later on.
So they're like the guardians of clean property ownership, making sure everything's legit before any money or keys change hands.
Exactly.
But our article, it gets into the weeds a bit. It's not always smooth sailing for these title heroes, They're juggling like a million things at once. Buyers, sellers, lenders, real estate agents, each one with their own timeline, their own demands, and then, on top of all that, the paperwork.
Mountains of it.
Mountains, exactly. Yeah. It's a lot to manage. In fact, they even talk about this one case, a title company down in Florida, I think it was. They were drowning in delays, miscommunication, you name it. Frustrated clients all over the place.
Oof, yeah.
Sounds like a recipe for disaster.
100%. I think the biggest thing they struggle with is communication. Just getting everyone on the same page.
Yeah.
You've got your tech-savvy millennials, and then you've got your, well, let's just say, some folks are still really attached to their fax machines.
Oh, I hear that.
So trying to find a way to get everyone on the same page, especially when you're racing towards a deadline. It's like herding cats,
Herding cats. Oh, I can picture it. And I'm guessing those fax machines aren't helping.
Not one bit.
But, the article, it does point to technology as a potential game changer here. They talk about platforms like Qualia, Reezware. These are specifically designed for real estate transactions, right?
Right.
And they even mention, like, your everyday tools, things like Slack, Microsoft Teams.
Sure, those are popular.
So what do you think about this whole tech revolution hitting the title world? Is it the magic solution everyone's hoping for?
Okay, here's the thing about technology. It can be amazing, a lifesaver, really.
Yeah.
But you can't just throw the latest gadget at a problem and expect everything to magically work itself out.
Right.
It's about choosing the right tool for the job. It's got to fit the specific needs, the workflow of that title company.
So it's about strategy, too, not just having shiny new tech.
Exactly. You wouldn't use a hammer to fix a leaky faucet.
That's
right.
True.
It's the same idea here. Take that Florida company, for example. A big part of their problem was that they were stuck using these outdated paper-based systems.
Oh, no, I can only imagine the stacks of paper they were dealing with.
Oh, it was a nightmare. Stuff getting lost, misfiled, or it would take them forever to track down one document. Just a mess.
Yeah.
But once they switched over to a digital document management system, everything changed. Streamlined the whole workflow.
So instead of digging through filing cabinets, they could pull up any document they needed with a few clicks. Talk about a time saver.
Exactly. And it's not just about speed. With digital, you minimize the risk of human error, right? No more misplacing a document or forgetting to file something correctly.
Makes sense. Plus, I'm guessing those digital files are probably a lot more secure than a stack of papers sitting on someone's desk, right?
100%. Digital systems give you control. You can control access, track edits, make sure those crucial documents stay secure throughout the entire transaction.
So it's a win-win for everyone.
Exactly.
It sounds like technology isn't just streamlining the existing process, it's totally changing the way title work is done.
Exactly. And it's not just about going digital, it's about being strategic with technology, using it to improve every single aspect of title operations. That's where things like automation, integration, that's where those come in.
Okay, those sound like pretty high-tech terms. Break it down for us. What do automation and integration actually look like in the world of title operations?
All right, picture this. A new client signs on, right?
Okay.
Their information, it automatically populates across all the different systems. the CRM, the task management tool, document storage, everything.
Oh,
No more manual data entry, no more switching between a million different programs. Everything's connected, talking to each other.
it's like that dream where all your devices magically sync up,
Yeah.
but in real life, and it's actually making your work life easier.
Exactly. And that's where tools like the article mentions Zapier,
Okay.
that can be a game changer.
Yeah.
It automates all those repetitive, tedious tasks that nobody wants to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Sending status updates, generating reports, even requesting documents from vendors.
Right, right.
It can handle it.
Okay, so I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together. You've got that digital foundation communication tools to keep everyone in the loop, and then automation swoops in, takes care of all the tedious stuff.
Right.
But even with all this tech, don't you still need, a skilled human calling the shots?
Oh, absolutely. Technology can make things more efficient, more accurate, for sure. But it can't replace that human touch. Especially when you're dealing with something as emotional, as personal as buying or selling a home.
It's true though, right? We can talk about streamlining and tech and all of that, but buying or selling a house, that's a big deal. It's personal.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, behind every transaction, there are real people, with real lives, real anxieties.
Yeah.
It could be someone buying their very first place. They're probably freaking out a little, making such a big decision.
Yeah.
Or a family, maybe they're moving across the country for a new job. It's a big deal.
Absolutely. And you want to feel supported, understood, especially during something that could be so stressful.
Exactly.
And that's something our article really emphasizes, this idea of proactive communication as a way to build that trust, reduce anxiety throughout the whole process.
Yeah.
So how does that actually play out, in the real world?
It's about honesty, I think. Being upfront about potential roadblocks, setting realistic expectations from the get-go, and just keeping everyone in the loop every step of the way.
Communication is key, right?
It's everything.
Yeah.
That Florida company we were talking about, one of the things they did was they set up this client portal. So everyone, the buyers, the sellers, their agents, they could log in and see exactly where things stood with their transaction in real time.
Oh, wow. So instead of being left in the dark and then suddenly bombarded with a million documents to sign, they could actually see the progress, know what to expect.
Exactly. And if there were any bumps along the way, you know how it goes, a document's missing or there's a delay getting a lien release.
Right.
The title company, they could proactively communicate those issues, explain what they were doing to fix it, keep everyone calm and in the loop.
Transparency, I like it. Instead of feeling like they're in the dark, the clients feel like they're part of the team, like they're all working towards the same goal.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of bumps in the road, our article, it dives into this whole issue of document procurement, which apparently can be a major bottleneck.
Oh, it definitely can. We're talking title searches, land searches, mortgage payoff letters, all those critical pieces of paperwork that need to be gathered, verified, delivered at just the right time.
Logistical nightmare. What happens if those documents are delayed or get lost in the shuffle?
Well, that's when you get those dreaded closing delays.
Yeah.
The buyers, they've packed up their entire lives, the moving truck's scheduled, and then bam, at the last minute, a crucial document is missing. Pushes back the closing date, who knows how long.
Ugh, talk about stressful. That's a real estate nightmare.
Total nightmare. And it's not just an inconvenience either. You're talking about potential financial consequences. Buyers could lose their interest rate lock. Sellers could miss out on their next home purchase. It's just a domino effect. You really don't want to get caught in that.
Absolutely not. So how do title companies avoid these document disasters?
It starts with relationships. Building strong relationships with reliable vendors. The people who handle the title searches, appraisals, surveys, the backbone of the whole process.
So it's not just about finding the cheapest option. It's about finding vendors you can actually trust. They'll deliver accurate information on time, every time.
Exactly. And that's where clear communication comes in again. And those service level agreements, your SLAs.
Okay, gotta admit, the whole SLA thing has always sounded a bit intimidating to me, like lawyer speak or something. What exactly are S and SLA, and why is it so important here?
Think of an SLA like a contract, but less scary. It just outlines everyone's expectations and responsibilities. In this case, it would detail the specific services the vendor's providing, the turnaround time they're committing to, and even what happens if they don't meet those timelines.
So it's not just a handshake agreement, it's putting it in writing, holds everyone accountable.
Exactly. Having those SLAs in place, it protects everyone. The title company knows what to expect from their vendors. The vendors know what's expected of them. It just provides a lot of clarity.
Setting those ground rules from day one. avoids misunderstandings, surprises, all that.
Exactly. And when you're dealing with something as important as property ownership, clarity is key.
Absolutely. And it's interesting because our article, it highlights that impressive turnaround of that Florida title company.
Right.
They managed to close deals like 30% faster, partly because they really optimized their vendor relationships and implemented those clear SLAs. That's huge.
It's huge. And it shows how powerful it can be when you don't just embrace technology, but you also focus on those relationships, those partnerships. It's about creating a system where everything works together smoothly.
Like a well-oiled machine.
Exactly.
Each part working in harmony.
And when that happens, everyone wins.
No, we've talked a lot about streamlining, using technology to make things more efficient, but I'm curious, what do you think the future holds for title operations? Where is this industry headed in the next 5-10 years? So I've talked about where things are, but let's get a little sci-fi for a second. What does the future of title operations look like? Or is that talking like flying drones, delivering deeds?
Maybe not quite yet, but hey, imagine if buying a house was as easy as, I don't know, ordering food online. Click, click, boom, done.
Now that would be a game changer. No more mountains of paperwork, no more waiting weeks for a closing date. Sign me up.
That's the dream, right? And honestly, we're already starting to see little pieces of that. Like blockchain technology. That has the potential to totally revolutionize how property records are stored, how they're transferred, everything.
Okay, blockchain. It's like the buzzword these days, but I'll be honest, I'm not sure I totally get it.
It's a little technical, but basically think of it like this: super secure, tamper-proof digital ledger.
Okay.
So instead of having these physical deeds, right, or relying on like one central authority to maintain all the records, imagine a system where every single transaction, it's recorded on this shared ledger. Totally transparent, everyone can access it.
So it's like a public record of ownership, but instead of being locked away in some dusty government building, it's out there in the digital world, accessible to anyone who needs it.
Exactly. And because it's decentralized, it's encrypted, it's incredibly secure, you practically eliminate fraud completely.
Wow, that sounds like a huge step forward, not just for efficiency, but for security too.
Absolutely. And blockchain's not the only player in the game. Artificial intelligence, AI, that's going to be huge for title operations too.
Okay, I can see that.
Think about it. AI algorithms that can scan documents, verify information, even flag potential title issues before they become a big problem.
So instead of having a whole team of people manually going through every single document, you'd have AI doing all the heavy lifting.
Exactly. Let AI handle those repetitive, time-consuming tasks. And then those humans, they're freed up to focus on more important things.
Right, the stuff that really requires that human touch, that expertise.
Exactly.
So it seems like the future of title operations, it's really about using technology, right? To streamline the process, reduce risks, ultimately just create a better experience for everyone.
100%. And as amazing as technology is, and it IAS amazing, we can't forget about the human element. Even with all this digital transformation, you still need good communication, strong relationships, that commitment to customer service. Those things never go out of style.
It's true. It's not about replacing humans with robots. It's about finding that balance. Leveraging technology, but not losing sight of that personal touch. That's what makes all the difference.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, I think that's a perfect place to wrap things up. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of title operations. We've covered a lot of ground, from the challenges to the solutions, even got a glimpse of what the future holds. Just remember, whether you're buying your first apartment or selling a multi-million-dollar property, those title professionals, they're working behind the scenes to make sure everything goes smoothly. So next time you're signing those closing documents, take a second to appreciate all the magic they've done to get you there. Until next time, happy house hunting.